So many Indonesian and certainly Balinese customs are foreign to what we do at home in New Zealand and in the Western world. So we're at Katut's place. It's over sort of near Canggu, up near towards Tanalot. In the farming area, you can see the rice paddies behind. And 7 months after Katut's house was finished, Katut, come say hello.
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Here he is.
Yeah.
He's finished his beautiful house, and we've been invited up for a blessing ceremony. So everything's being adorned and blessed. Little offerings everywhere, just to give thanks to honour the opportunity and to be grateful for the beautiful house that he's been able to build. It took him a good 6 or 8 months to build a house. Now after 7 months they're doing another blessing just to keep the good karma up. It's lovely. So his first thing, I pulled up on my bike and then he goes, Mr. Murray, check out my bike. Look, it says Harley Davidson. Little Katut on a there's mine and there's Katut's, but it's a Bali Harley, so it's about 150cc Harley Davidson. Not really, but it's lovely. I took it for a ride and it's a fun little bike to ride. But I tell you what, I've got a little announcement. Fee and I, there's Fee over there, sitting down eating some lunch. Oh, is that mine? Oh, some Bobby Gouling. Hang on, I'll be back. So, behind the scenes in the last few months, Fee and I have been working on a little project. Now, this has taken a long time to come together, and it's still not fully together, but we're on the home straight. Katut's place is right in front of me, this one. He's got an empty block next door, and right there at the end of the lane, ding ding ding, is a block that through a little help from Uncle John, God bless you Uncle John, who from back in Australia, he passed away and left a little bit of money that I was able to bring over to Bali. We have managed to pick up a fairly rough, and anyone that knows me will go, oh, it's another steep property, but this is our property here. Now it's on a little river. It's got some bamboo on it. Two things that I don't want is steep and bamboo, because I've had houses with both of that and they were both a nightmare. But we've picked up a small property. It needs a lot of work. It needs a fence to edge off the river. It goes down to about that tree and just up to this brick wall and up to that big stand of bamboo. But in a couple of years' time, hopefully, if we can, we're going to have a house or some units, or we're not sure yet. We've still got to get some engineers' reports and whatnot. And it's literally doors up the road, a couple of doors up the road from Katut's. You can see Katut's place with all the banners and the flags up top. And I'll take you up to his temple, because that's where all the ceremony and all the officialdom is happening. But it's just beautiful. I love the way that their culture is so important to them, and they do everything they can to respect their religious culture. It's just beautiful. G'day. Hello. There's his son. G'day. There we go. We've got some offerings. Look at it, beautiful. Everywhere you look, there's some incense, little chanangs, little hello. There's Wayan. Oh, we'll go upstairs. Lovely house this. Honestly, the cost of building in Bali, this whole beautiful house, he built for about $60,000 or $70,000. Just amazing. Here we are. Here's the press. Hello. Hello, Ma. Here we go, look at this. Hello, Pa.
Selamat pagi.
Pagi. Swastiastu.
Swastiastu.
Look at this, isn't this just beautiful? Hello. Such an important part. Oh, makasih banyak.
Sudah datang ya.
Oh, look at that. It's lovely, it's just lovely. Hello, brother. So you can build a 2-story, 3-bedroom place over here for about 60 grand, 70 grand. There he goes with his bells. And look, it's just lovely. It's quite normal. It's got a Western house, a kitchen, nice little lounge room down here. It comes with a wife. Someone else's. No, that's mine. And then you've got this beautiful. They love their little outdoor bathrooms. So he's got his bathtub. He's got an openable roof there, and it's just lovely. Just beautiful. I can't wait. I'm so excited. Look, I gotta say, hang on. I'm getting a bit dry. I can't talk without beer. Permisi. Oh, thank you. Oh, I got through. I gotta say, nothing in Bali is easy. Well, or if it's too easy, it's too good to be true. And there were quite a few roadblocks, and it was bloody difficult just to get to the point where we actually had a full contract. Soon as you're Western, you turn up to sign a contract. They go, "Oh, hang on a sec, you're not a local," and the price tends to fluctuate. And honestly, it can go up or down by $10,000 or $20,000, and the terms of the deal can change quite drastically. So we had originally negotiated that they put a driveway in because it's a very steep curve down to the land level. They're also going to build the levels up and increase the retaining wall. And in the end of it, they turned around and said, "Nah, we're just not going to do it. You can either have your money back or not. You can take it or leave it." Now, I don't know if they do that when there's Balinese buying it, but they certainly bloody did it when we tried. It really stands true that if you're buying or building in Bali, you absolutely need a local representative. You need someone who's preferably Balinese, not even Indonesian, but preferably Balinese who knows enough of the local people or who can negotiate on your behalf. And I'm so glad I had Gatut helping, because even with his direct involvement, he knew the seller. He did whatever he could to broker the best deal possible for us. And look, we got it significantly less than what land is going for at the moment around here. And it's big enough to put at least a couple of units on, or villas, or whatever you want to call them. But, oh look, it was a complicated process, and we're back and fro between Frank and Monica helping us to guide us through the process. Now, I've got to make something very clear. I'm not allowed to own land in Indonesia because of the constitution. If there are some ways around that. If the land is worth over 5 billion local, then you can put it in your name. There's company registrations and stuff that you can do as well. But generally, unless you're buying and investing a lot of money in property, it's almost impossible for an Australian or a non-Indonesian citizen to own land. But you can lease land for the next 50 years. If I'm married to an Indonesian, as I am, she can buy the land in her name. And then, look, there are a number of people who have worked a whole heap of ways through the system that make it easily possible for you to purchase and build and do what you need to do. But it's not straightforward. You can't just walk in, fork over $100,000 and walk away with a block of dirt. And just to give you an idea, this little piece of land here, only to the back of that wall, just that little first half, that's what they call an ara. It's about 10 metres. This one's about 7.5 by 15 or something like that. It's about the same size as Gatut's house. One ara, 100 square metres. Here is about $45,000. That's as much as we're paying at home in Australia. It's huge. The cost of building is significantly cheap. So say 45 plus 65 your house for $100,000 plus extras. If you want a swimming pool, it's going to cost you another 10 grand. If you want furnished and all that sort of stuff, you could easily put another 10 grand in there. So for you'd get change from 120, and you'd definitely get change from 150 if you're able to buy. But what a lot of people do over here is they lease the land off someone else that owns it. Say, my wife bought the property and you wanted to lease the property for the next 30 years or 50 years or whatever. That lease to you is actually higher in the courts, in your legal right to the property, than the ownership in some way. So the Balinese often, they'll lease property to the Balinese or the Indonesians will own the land, but they'll lease it off to someone else, and that person can be there and owns the rights to that land. And it depends on the contract and what specific. If there's already a house on there, well, that you'll lease the house and land for 20 odd years. 20 years is probably a pretty standard one. And to give you an idea of what I've found, most land that you look at, for one ara, it's about $1,000 a year per ara. So if you've got a place that's a couple of ara, that could be $2,000 a year. For 20 years, that's 40 grand. So it's not, well, yeah, buying land at 45 grand. So yeah, look, it's about half price, I guess. Depends on how long you, but at the end of that 20 years, you can renegotiate to release the property, or you just turn up and pack your bags and walk away, and they get the house. If you've paid for the house, they still get the house and walk away. And here's a catch that I found out the other day. Now, I could be wrong on this, but this is what I was told. If the house happens to burn down or something goes wrong, under force majeure, you basically get to walk away and wipe your hands. But if you've paid 20 years up front for a property that you can't live in, there's no guarantee that the owner has to actually fix the land. Now, there could be insurances and all that sort of stuff that could fix you up. I just want to tell you, it's complicated. It's not as straightforward as you might think. And the whole signing up process and the whole buying and whatever process, it's pretty tricky. And you're sort of negotiating between people who don't speak the language and lawyers and legal speak, which is quite technical and quite specific, and people who do speak the language. So that's why having a consultant that is able to converse in very fluent English and very fluent Indonesian is just essential to me. Thank God for Frank, because I would have been absolutely lost. I would have pulled all my hair out. As it is, I'm paying him to pull his hair out. And from everyone I've spoken to that's used their services, yes, it's not the cheapest way to buy land, but it's the safest by far. So I want to thank you, Frank, because you've made it possible for us to get a little bit of dirt in Bali. I don't know when we're going to be able to start building. I've got some property to sell in New Zealand before I can actually start to build, but I've got plenty of time up my sleeve now because we're not on a contract, we're not on a lease. Fee actually owns the land outright now, so that gives us all the time in the world to take it easy, make some plans, and you'll be seeing a ceremony at our place soon. Wow, and probably maybe a year or two, I don't know. But so that's our news. We've been really busy. It's been a bit tricky just trying to pull it all together, trying to pull the money over. Even that in itself, I'll probably do a whole vlog about Wise accounts, because I found it's by far the best currency exchange rate when you're pulling, $20 or $30 or $50,000 over from another country. You want to make sure you're getting every dollar that you can. So I went through Wise, transferred the money in a Wise account, and then pulled the money out of Wise and transferred it into a local account, which was able to then be used for the transaction. So that wasn't terribly hard. The contracts and negotiations and just the dealing and wheeling. Oh God. I'm glad that I've been here for a while. I'm glad I expected that, because everyone, well, I say it all the time, it's never what you think it is. But it's at least the best part of that journey is over and done with. Now we can start to enjoy it. Welcome to Bali. Hey, the dogs are fighting over the food scraps from the offering. I love it. Right, guys. Well, there you go. Keep in touch. We've got a lot more coming up. So many videos. We've been up in the mountains so much lately. I'm not getting involved with these two. Hey, Brown. Stop it. That's a bit of rice. Hey, get on. Keep on. Righto. On that, I'm going to head off. See you guys.